My dream is to fulfill your dream. We must create a Jamaica where there is hope and opportunity.
Newly installed Prime Minister Andrew Holness committing himself and his government to creating a better Jamaica for all.
Time for partnership. Time for action.
I'm Simone Wolf with Jamaica House Weekly. On Thursday, as he was being sworn in as Jamaica's Prime Minister for the second time, Andrew Holness signaled his intent to lead a government of partnership to achieve the country's goals.
To achieve the vision of shared prosperity through inclusive economic growth and meaningful job creation, now more than ever, government must lead, activate, empower, and build real partnerships. I intend to lead a government of partnership. The people did not vote in vain. They expect a government that works for them, and by the same expectation, an opposition that is constructive. With this mandate, there is no majority for arrogance. There is no space for selfishness. There is no place for pettiness. There is no room for complacency, and there is no margin for error.
Prime Minister Holness said he would be engaging the parliamentary opposition, the private sector, international community, and ordinary Jamaicans in that effort.
Our government commits to creating the environment in which families can flourish and form communities of social mobility, from which every ghetto youth can be a star. However, every family member must do their part in being personally, socially, and economically responsible.
The diaspora is also being targeted.
As our partnership for prosperity is unfolded, we will ensure that it is easy for the diaspora to participate in the development of their homeland.
Mr. Holness also pledged to follow through with plans to increase the income tax threshold, which he said would restore the economic power of households. He was, however, quick to ask Jamaicans to be more responsible.
Our government will ease your tax burden, but you must invest and spend wisely. Use the additional money to acquire a house for your family or improve the one you already have.
Prime Minister Holness said the tuition-free education and no user fee access to healthcare policies would also be continued.
However, we will encourage you and enable you to save in a bond for your children's education and in a national health insurance scheme for your healthcare. We will enhance our social safety net for vulnerable families, and we will provide support for parents in crisis. But you must be responsible and send your children to school. Our men must take care of their children. And couples must be responsible in having the children they can afford.
In the meantime, the new Prime Minister has promised institutional reform.
There is need for us to have a say in the fundamental institutions that define Jamaica, the rights we secure for our citizens, and how we want Jamaica to be. We will give form to that voice in a referendum to decide on the constitutional matters and social matters.
Mr. Holness also had a word for the youth.
We must remove the belief from the psyche of our children that the only way they can step up in life is by who they know and not how hard they work.
The Prime Minister closed out his speech with his vision for the island.
My vision is to truly make Jamaica the center of the Caribbean, a center of finance, trade and commerce, technology and innovation, a center of the arts, culture, and lifestyle regionally. This is all possible within our lifetimes. Despite any negatives, Jamaica has a powerful and alluring brand, amplifying our voice and influence in the world.
By 7 o'clock Friday morning, Prime Minister Holness was at Jamaica House, getting briefed on several matters as well as having discussions with key stakeholders. Greeted by Permanent Secretary Elaine Foster Allen, Mr. Holness perused documents relating to water and the island's growth strategy. Later, he held talks with a delegation from the International Monetary Fund. At that meeting, Mr. Holness emphasized the need for stability and signaled his administration's intention of using available policy tools to build on stability and to accelerate inclusive economic growth while maintaining fiscal prudence. He also reiterated his intent to continue with the principle of stakeholder oversight of Jamaica's economic program and performance. And that's how we close this week's Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for the latest stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.